one day it just hit me like, girl, God don't need you to bring your husband to you. I had went on 3 dates with this fine chocolate brother. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Hey loves, it's your girl Lady V. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, sis, hey girl, hey. This is a safe space for single women learning how to navigate love, life, and everything in between with style and grace. And so I pray that I say something in today's video that blesses and encourages you on your singleness journey, y'all. I am wearing purple today because May is Lupus Awareness Month. And I just want to shout out all of my other fellow lupus warriors out there. From the bottom of my heart, y'all already know. But yeah, in today's video, y'all, I just wanted to talk to y'all about why I stopped using the dating apps, the lessons that I've learned, and how I think it could help you on your own dating journey. So let's just get into today's video. So let's just dive right into why I stopped using the dating apps. And the answer may surprise you, okay? Jesus. Yes, sure enough, I got off of the dating apps because of God. I felt like God was calling me into a season of release where He wanted me to release control of everything in my life, including my love life. And I realized that me being on the dating apps was me trying to be in control of the narrative of my love story. It was about me trying to push my own agenda and instead of releasing my agenda and my timeline so that I could receive God's will. Now, y'all don't miss this bar right here, this bar that I just dropped, mic drop, okay? Because a lot of us say that we want God's agenda and we want God's will for our lives, but we don't want to release our own agenda, our own timeline. We don't want to let go of people. We don't want to let go of our comfort zones in order to receive what God has for us. Y'all, closed mouths don't get fed. Closed fists can't receive anything. So if you are saying that you want God's will, if you are saying that you want the man that God has for you, then you gotta release your own agenda and your timeline and whatever else He's telling you to release so that you can receive the fullness of what He has for you in this season. Plus, with each failed dating experience, it honestly caused me to lose more hope that I would be found by Mr. Right. It caused me to question my own self-worth and value, and it even caused me to question God. Y'all, I'm not proud of that, but it also caused me to question God. I'm a woman who, whenever I set my mind to something, y'all, I get it done, okay? I gets it done, okay? I graduated valedictorian of my high school class. I went to college. I got my master's. I'm a CPA. I'm a certified public accountant for those of you who don't know. So everything that I've been able to put my mind on, I've been able to accomplish, except, my love life, right? It doesn't matter how much control or effort I exerted. This was the one area of my life where I was feeling like a failure. One day, it just hit me like, girl, God don't need you to bring your husband to you. Like, He can intersect and intertwine that path when the time is right. So what would life truly look like, okay, if you truly released control that you really never had in the first place, because God has always been in control, but we're gonna go with it. If you truly released control and had faith and trusted God to write your love story. And so in obedience, I got off of the apps in February 2023. I had went on 3 dates with this fine chocolate brother that I had met on the apps, and we had a good time on those 3 dates, and we ended up not being compatible. Well, honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all what happened, okay? After the 3rd day, he would text me and then I would respond to his text message, and then he would ghost me for a couple of days before he responded to my response. But he never acknowledged why he disappeared. And he did that about 3 times before I was like, you know what? You playing games. So that's how that ended. And so, yeah, in obedience, I decided to get off the dating apps. And to be honest, it was also a bit of relief for me. For those of you who have used the dating apps, then you already know it can become cumbersome, okay, to sift through all of the people that you may match with on those dating apps to figure out who's being intentional, who's here for a good time, not a long time, who's just here that just wants your body, yada yada. Like, it was just a lot, and I was getting tired of it. So, I felt relieved as well. But honestly, in this season of not being on the dating apps, my life, my phone has been a little bit dry, okay? It has been dry out here in these streets. And I do want to clarify and say that I stopped using the dating apps and did not stop dating. So if I met a man while I was out and about, I still went on those dates, but those dates have been few and far between. The clarity that I have gained, the wisdom that I have learned, the way God has transformed my mind with the way that I view dating and relationships and marriage has been unmatched. And I'm going to share with you all those lessons that I've learned right now. So, the first thing that I've learned is to reshape my mind with how I view dating so that I can reshape my experiences. And I'll explain that to you all. I used to be one of those girls who used to say the dating pool was trash, the dating pool had pee in it, men were dogs, because some of them are, okay, quiet as it's kept, but not all men are dogs. And I would say all of those things, right? But then it hit me one day like, how can you say all this negativity and still in your heart and mind believe that good men exist? It's like you're feeding yourself nothing but negativity, but you still want to find a good man. Make it make sense, right? So, like, sis, not all men are dogs. Not all men will cheat on you. Not every man will break your heart. I know we've all had our fair share of frogs on this journey, and I don't want to negate or minimize your experiences, your pain, your heartbreak. I have been through some ish too, okay? However, if we keep feeding this mentality that all men are bad, we will constantly look for the bad in even the best of men, all right? And we have to understand that we hold life and death in the power of our tongue, in the power of our words. And if we want to meet good men, then we have to speak life and positivity over what we are seeking, the good men, instead of speaking based off of the suffering that we have seen based on those heartbreaks and all of that. So in this season, I really have been being more cognizant of just being mindful of the words that I am speaking about dating, about my singleness, about men out there, because I know that good men exist. Good men do exist, sis, contrary to maybe what you have experienced on your own journey. And so, if you want to believe that good men exist, if you want to believe that, then you have to start speaking positivity over your love life. Another thing that I've learned in this season has been about me, in the sense that I had adopted a lot of self limiting ideologies and negative thoughts. I honestly had stopped believing that I would find a good man. So I had been working on the belief that good men exist, but I stopped believing that those good men existed for me. I stopped believing that I was good enough. I stopped believing that I was pretty enough. I stopped believing that I was not too broken to experience a good man. But now I have been reclaiming those thoughts, reclaiming those negative thoughts, and affirming myself and speaking life over my love life. I am now telling myself that I absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, okay, deserve a good man, okay, and that a good man exists for me, that I deserve good things and good people and healthy love. And so if you are struggling in that area of you have a lot of self-limiting ideologies, you're still blaming yourself for things, you are telling yourself that you are not good enough or worthy enough or whatever with respect to love, then I would encourage you to check out my affirmations that I'm speaking over my love life this year if you need some more encouragement. All right, so the next thing that I've been learning, and this is not something that I've learned specifically while being off the dating apps, this is just something that I've been learning in general, which is not everybody is going to be for you, and that is okay. Not every man that you meet is the one. It's not supposed to be like that. And as a single woman in today's society, you know, rejection is definitely a part of the game, especially if you are using the dating apps. Y'all, people swipe left, swipe right all the time. So they might match with you one day and then unmatch with you the next day. So rejection is definitely par for the course, right? And I think a lot of times what we do as women is when we are rejected or we feel rejected by men, we tend to internalize it and think that it's because of something that we've done, that we weren't good enough, that we weren't pretty enough, that we weren't whatever enough, right? And I think we have to understand that sometimes you just weren't compatible with somebody, and that is okay. Maybe they saw how good of a woman you were, maybe they didn't. Maybe they saw your worth, maybe they didn't. Regardless though, do not use that as a catalyst for you to start to feed yourself negative thoughts and negative thought patterns. Like rejection, especially if you are using dating apps, is going to happen, but it is not necessarily an indicator that there's anything wrong with you. Plus, okay, that rejection could be God's protection and redirection for something better. Okay, so we really just have to learn to continue to trust God in all of those moments. So, one of the biggest things that I have learned in this season of, I keep saying of not being on the dating apps, but really it's just been spending more time with God and allowing God to transform my mind with respect to dating. One of the biggest things that has changed is with respect to how I view marriage. Y'all, I no longer see marriage as something that just exists between man and woman, husband and wife. I now view marriage as purpose alignment. And so now, if you watch my Pray for Your Future Husband video, then you know I am not just praying for a future husband, but I am praying for a purpose partner, someone who I am connected with on purpose for a purpose. I don't know when that shift happened in my mind, y'all. It even blows my mind that I think like that. Why I think this is important is because there are good men out here, there are godly men out here, but not every good and godly man is going to be for you, right? Not every good and godly man is meant for me, and it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that man. It just means that we are not in alignment. And so I'm really seeking God so that he can bring me in the path of the person that I'm supposed to be aligned with, so that we can do amazing things for the kingdom. The last thing that I learned, this is actually something that I didn't realize was, this is something that God revealed to me as I was prepping for this video. First off, control, right? Releasing control. I never had control in the first place. I think a lot of times we try to have control over these areas in our lives, and God is like, okay, I'm gonna let you think you got control, but I'm still the one in control. I pray that God has a sense of humor, because I'm sure I be working his nerves when I be trying to take back control of my love life. But something that he showed me as I was preparing for this video was that me learning how to fully surrender and how to fully release control to him also will help me with the act of submission to the man that he has for me. Now, I'm going to say this because I know some women are scared of the S word. I am not one of those women who are scared of the S word. I had a rough childhood. I had to grow up really quickly. I had to become an adult faster than I would have wanted. So lead me, please, kind sir. I am looking forward to the soft life. Okay. Um, so I am not afraid of the S word, and I've never been afraid of submitting to a man who is submitting to God. That's the part. That's the key right there. I need to know who you are submitted to. So yeah, I've never had an issue with the word submission, but I can see how me learning to fully surrender to God and fully release control is better equipping me to submit to the purpose partner that God will send my way. And so y'all, those are just some of the things that I have been learning in this season, and it feels so good. It honestly feels like a big load off my shoulders to be like, okay, God, now you in charge. You know I desire a husband, so it's up to you, instead of me trying to make it happen in my own timing. It feels so good to release that control. I'm not gonna lie to y'all though, it has been hard. I get lonely, okay, on the journey or whatever. It has been hard in this waiting season, but I know that the clarity that I have gained and the lessons that I have learned and the way God is transforming me inside and out are things that are not only going to make me a better woman for me and a better woman for the kingdom, but it's also equipping me to be a better wife in the future. And now, I'm not saying that I will never get back on the dating apps. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying that I will never get back on the dating apps, because I know a lot of people who have met their significant others using the dating apps, and I'm definitely not encouraging you to not use the dating apps. I just know for me, if I were to get back on the dating apps, I would have to make sure that I check in with my heart posture, check in with God, and make sure that my reason for getting it is not because I'm trying to be back in control of something, where God is telling me to release controls. He's just calling me to a season of really honing in and activating my faith and trust in him. And so y'all already know I've been sharing all the videos where I'm speaking life over myself this year, where I am declaring scriptures over myself, Proverbs 18 and 22 that I will be a wife in Jesus' name. I am manifesting love. I'm about to start reading a book on how to position myself to be a wife. So I am walking in obedience, but I am also walking by faith. Okay. I'm also being more intentional about getting out there, right? So now that I'm not on the dating apps, it means that I have to be more intentional about being out there. So y'all know I started my solo date series, which is a great way for you to not only love on yourself, but to put yourself out there, because the fellas will approach you when you out by yourself. Y'all trust me, trust and believe. Okay. And so I've been doing all of those things because you can't sit in the house and think that your man gonna come. But again, I'm still really just, and I'm making jokes, but I still really am just leaning in and resting in God and trusting his timing for all the things. So yeah, that is what I have learned in this season. I hope that I said something that encourages you on your singleness and dating journey. All right, loves. Well, that is all that I have for today's video. Before I leave, sis, I just want to remind you that what is meant for you, who is meant for you, is already making its way to you. Okay, continue to trust God, continue to lean in and heed to whatever he is telling you to do in this season. Maybe he's telling you to release control like he's telling me. Maybe he's telling you to do something else. Whatever it is, just lean in, allow him to reveal more of you to you so that you can be better prepared to receive all the blessings that he has for you in the future. Oh, and y'all, I can't leave without saying and shouting out all of you. We have officially crossed over 600 subscribers, and I'm so excited about it. I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. I think when I decided to come back to YouTube, because I started YouTube some years ago, when I decided to come back this time around, I said I was going to be more vocal about sharing my faith journey as well. In this whole like singleness dating atmosphere, I guess, if you will. And ever since I've been more vocal about my faith, my walk with God as a single woman, I really have seen how God is blessing and growing this channel. So it confirms to me and reaffirms that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in this season. So I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. That is all that I have for this week, and I'll see y'all next week.